Dear WPC friends, this is AlbertoBen and with Ben Stitcher on a WPC Twitter takeover. And I wanted to share with you a photo that Marina Nordegraf kindly shared with me, one of her many beautiful renditions of art. And this one is a photo of a specific part of the forest, but it really is so interesting because it gives us the sense that there is a city, and we can make here a story of what a city might look like, one of those dark cities of movies perhaps. What I like is that this is a two-part series. There is this picture and the one you'll see next. This picture is taken from just a little farther away, and you can see that now you could make out where those shadows are coming from as the sunlight hits the chops of a tree that was left behind and a completely different story emerges. This to me is a metaphor. I think it's telling us we really love stories, and we can make stories from just about any body of data. But we also have to be careful what kind of a story we built, because we could make this one out to be the problem that isn't. And I worry, as Ben has expressed also many times before, that much of the narrative we've created about Parkinson's is centered about stories made of data that really do not pan out. So I'm hoping that this WPC Twitter takeover allows us to rethink many of these stories and to remember that while many are beautiful, elegant, and compelling, we really are looking for the truth. And that truth is different in different individuals affected. Take care.
So, what is Parkinson's disease? Can anybody out there really tell me what they think it is? Or what is it? What we know today is that we have 10 million people that have this label called Parkinson's. Of those 10 million people, how many of them have something that we can point to and say, this is what that person has, I know what it is, and I can fix it as well? I think if we're all being very truthful at the moment, we would all say that nobody really knows the answer to that question, simply because nobody really knows what's going on in a person's brain, because there's so few people that are actually studying aging itself and the biology of aging and what happens to a human brain as time goes on. Alberto's program, the Cincinnati Cohort Biomarker Program, is the one program that I know of that's actually trying to, in an unbiased way, rigorously study disease and what happens to people as time goes on. So what happens to the brain as it ages. I think one great way to think about it, though, is to look at one of these trees behind me if you want. So if you ever take a close look at a tree, you'll see that what happens over time, especially as things go on, is that the leaves slowly denigrate. Each season, or actually maybe these evergreen trees are better because they don't change colors in the fall. But what happens is that over time, they slowly start to wither away. And you start to see a few brown spots even there. Now, why is that specific tree that's behind me withering, while the one beside it, which we planted at exactly the same time, is not withering quite as quickly? I think that's the question that needs to be answered. What's going on with this one tree that's right behind me that is withering a little bit faster than this tree next to me? If we can start asking that question, not only of obviously this one tree, but of my brain in particular, I think then we'll get to a real answer as to what Parkinson's might